This video goes out to everyone, myself included, who used to say that Brunswick balls and brands of Brunswick balls do not shape. Guys, we were wrong. We were wrong. I was one of those people also. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to be reviewing the Brunswick Melee Jab Midnight Blue. Now, personally, outside of this channel, this is my first Brunswick ball since the Twisted Fury Pearl. Man, me and my friend Enrique from back home loved that Twisted Fury Pearl. So my last memories of Brunswick were really good. I haven't thrown one in at least 8 years. So we're gonna be reviewing this Melee Jab Midnight Blue. When I first decided to start reviewing some of these brands of Brunswick balls, everyone told me I have to throw a Melee. So that's what we're gonna see if the hype behind this ball or behind that Melee name is deserving. So we're gonna look at the stats here. According to the Brunswick website, it's in the high level category. The color is of course midnight blue. The core is the Melee core, which is what everyone loves and wants to see. In 15 pounds, has an RG of 2.48, which is on the lower end. And then the differential is 050, which is on the higher end. And then the cover is the Savvy Hook 3.0 Pearl cover that comes out of box at a 500, 1000, 1500 Sire, followed up with the Crown Factory Compound Polish. So what am I looking for out of this ball? I'm looking for a ball that's gonna clear the fronts and be angular. I'm looking for a ball that I can step down to from some of the bigger solids, that I can curve the lanes with and trust that when it encounters friction, it's gonna go dead left. And according to everyone, that's what this ball is. The layout, as usual, is my symmetrical standard layout, which is 50 by 4 by 30. And I'm really looking forward because I really like the colors of this ball. And we're gonna do something a little bit different that we don't normally do on this channel, on this review. The first half of the video is gonna be shot on a fresh, typical house shot. And then the second half of this video is gonna be shot on a used up house shot. And I mean used because I just got done reviewing the Black Widow 2.0 on the left lane on 63. So it's gonna have a lot of games or a lot of shots on with a big ASIM solid. And 64 is gonna be a fresh house shot. So we're gonna see how this ball reacts on the fresh and how this ball reacts where it's really more meant to be, which is on the burn when you gotta get in and curve it. Let me know down below in the comments if you guys have ever had any of the Melee balls or this Midnight Blue and what you're thinking about it. One very important link in the description is a link so you can order your very own Melee Jab Midnight Blue or anything bowling related through Bowler's Mart. They are a huge supporter and sponsor of this channel, and going through that link lets them know that you bought basically anything because of my recommendation, and it would mean a whole lot to me if you guys used my link in the description. I also have a link to my Patreon where I invite each and every one of you to come out and join. I'm turning that into an unbelievable bowling community. We're a very tight-knit group, and I invite you guys to come and join. Now we're gonna hit the lanes and see what this Midnight Blue Melee Jab is all about. Okay. Okay, so 5 shots in. I don't know if this was the design intent behind this Midnight Blue, but I'm getting a lot of shades of the 900 Global Zen. Kind of like an earlier rolling, smoother pearl. I mean, 5 shots in, I would not say that this ball is angular kind of at all. Now, maybe that'll change as the lanes develop, as we get into the lane that's already been transitioned a little bit. But right now, and look, listen, the fact that I'm comparing it to a Zen is a really good thing because it's really not up for debate that the Zen is probably the most popular ball in the world right now. So comparing this Melee Jab to the Zen, even just talking about it is a really good thing. And if I was someone who was on staff with Brunswick or any of the brands of Brunswick and didn't have access to the Zen, or if you're one of those people who loves to support a brand no matter what and won't throw anything from any other company, and you've been seeing people score with that Zen, you're gonna wanna get this ball, is what I'm thinking. Now, I am seeing that I have to move a little bit further left So again, as always, as this video develops, I'll move a little bit further left, a little bit further left, a little bit further left, and then I'm actually really curious now to see how this is gonna roll on lane 63, which is a little bit of a more burnt up house shot. That's strong, strong. Okay, there's no other way to put this, but this melee jab midnight blue is good. I mean, it's freaky good. Once it sees the, okay, so the core wants it to be early rolling. So the only thing that pushes it down the lane is the pearl cover with the polish and the oil in the lane. So once I got far enough in, like I did in that second group of shots, and it found the oil, really get it to push down lane. And when it sees the friction, it goes. This is, I keep saying that these balls are gonna be added into my bag and this and that, but everything is just so good right now. And this melee jab midnight blue is no exception. This is definitely going in my bag. Maybe not in place of the Zen, but alongside the Zen. As if maybe one isn't there, maybe the other one will be. And I mean, 10 shots in, I am absolutely mind blown. And I know I always say that a lot, but like I always tell you guys, or like I respond to people in the comments and in messages, my job as someone who reviews balls is to find a way to make these balls strike, find a way to make them look good. And with this ball, it was very fast. I mean, you can't argue. You may dislike Brunswick, for example, as a company, but you can't tell me that that's not good ball motion on the lane. And that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing really good ball motion. So I'm gonna move a little bit further left before we get onto that burn lane. Good shot. Oh. Ah. Okay, so on the fresh, this melee jab midnight blue is more angular than the Zen. It is crazy. The further left I got, the more shape this ball, the harder it wanted to bounce off that friction. But it's a good thing, not on the fresh though. I'm gonna need to get on the lane that's been transitioned a little bit more to see how good it's gonna look when I gotta really get left, and there's been a bunch of games bowled on the lane already, which is why we're gonna go to lane 63, where I got done filming the Black Widow 2.0, and that ball transitions the lanes quite a bit. There was a bunch of friction on the lanes. So let's get on 63 and see how this is gonna roll on that burnt up house shot. So now that we're on this lane that's been transitioned a little bit, this is definitely gonna be the situation when I throw this ball. On the fresh, it's a little too quick, a little too erratic down lane for it to even be an option with this polish. Now, if I knock the shine off, I think it'll be a really good option on the fresh, but at that point, I have so many other options that it's really not worth doing. So with this polish, it's gonna be a really good piece in transition when I gotta get left and bend it. So I kind of guessed, you know, an area where I thought it might look okay, and it was hooking a little bit much. I think I can benefit from moving a little bit further inside and creating a little bit more angle. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna move like 5 and 2 left. So this video goes out to everyone, myself included, who used to say that Brunswick balls and brands of Brunswick balls do not shape. Guys, we were wrong. We were wrong. I was one of those people also, and I was one of those people who was also ignorant about it because I hadn't ever thrown any of the brands of Brunswick balls, at least in the last 10 years. So for those people, like I said, myself included, who think that Brunswick balls don't shape, we're wrong. Now, Brunswick is really good at creating that early rolling smooth shape, but according to this Melee Jab Midnight Blue, they're also really good at creating balls that are very clean through the fronts, create a lot of shape down lane by what you saw. I struck 4 times, I threw 5 good shots, struck 4 times, and 4 pinned once. Actually, the first shot was terrible, I stuck, never mind. But I threw 3 good shots that struck, 1 good shot that 4 pinned. So in this next group of shots, I'm gonna move a little bit further left still and create that shape before we get into the versatility test. And I'm gonna do the versatility test on this lane, not the fresher lane, because this is a ball that we're gonna see in transition anyway. We're not gonna be throwing this ball on the fresh. What's up, Ace? So because of that, we're gonna do the versatility test on 63. Got a cheering section of kids behind me. Gotta find a way to strike for them. So this is gonna be one of those rare times where I wish I would have recorded this entire video on the burn lane, because the further left I got, the better it looked. The further right I got it, almost the better it looked. It created that typical get down lane, get left, roll through the pins shape that a lot of companies are just not very good at. Now, when I compared this to the Zen, I'm not saying it's better than the Zen, but it has a lot of those same characteristics where the ball wants to get into a roll early, but it really gets down lane and creates that shape. This is probably one of the best like burn balls that I've thrown in recent memory. And I'm gonna shoot the versatility test on the burn lane just because of how good it's been looking. So I'm gonna throw 3 shots from 3 different zones to see if this ball is versatile. Now, I don't know if this is gonna be one of those versatile balls or not. I think it'll be a little too flippy from that first zone. So the zones are gonna be 15, 25, and 35. And again, zone 2, zone 3, I think it's gonna look really, really good. Zone 1, maybe not. Let's get on the lanes and figure this out. Done. All right, so we are done finally. I am exhausted. But the versatility test looked really, really good, surprisingly. I didn't think it was gonna look that good from zone 1, and I think it looked better from zone 1 than it did from zone 2. All in all, I really like this ball. It's definitely gonna go into my bag, at least for league. I think it's gonna be like, because I bowl a 4-game league, and I think this is gonna be one of those really good balls, game 4, when I gotta do what I did, basically that whole second half of that video, get left and create that shape. It's really a piece that I'm missing in my bag and in my physical game as well. So this is definitely gonna be that ball. Thank you guys for joining me in this video.